Hey, folks! Today, I'm going to tell you the story of how I, an ordinary guy named Peter Parker, turned into Spider-Man and became part of this crazy world of heroes and villains. It all started on that day when I was walking to university as usual. Scientific experiments in the genetics lab turned into something extraordinary. A bite from a radioactive spider transformed my life into a kaleidoscope of events. The first thing I noticed was the incredible strength and agility. My senses heightened, and my muscles turned into spring coils. Once I mastered my new abilities, I decided to put them to use for the greater good. Thus, Spider-Man was born, a fighter against evil in a world where ordinary people face extraordinary threats. My first battles with crime were awkward and amusing, but over time, I learned to use my web not only for cool stunts, but also for catching criminals. The suit became an integral part of my identity, symbolizing my choice to fight for justice. But, of course, it wasn't all that simple. My life was not black and white. Encounters with powerful enemies like the Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus pushed me to the edge. And when Venom, the dark imprint of my past, crossed my path, I realized that dark secrets also lurk inside me. The fight with Venom became not only a battle with an external enemy, but an internal struggle. I learned to acknowledge my mistakes and found the strength within me to stand on the side of good. It was tough, but as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. So, I became Spider-Man, the hero of Arachnopolis. My city knows that when a cry for help echoes in the night, I'll be swinging forward, ready for a new challenge. Somewhere between the skies and the streets, I am Spider-Man, a champion of justice and a guardian of order. It was a regular evening in Arachnopolis, as I, Spider-Man, climbed to the top of a tall skyscraper, feeling the gentle breeze against my costume. The city below sparkled with lights, and I, as always, was ready for a new adventure. But this evening promised to be special. Shadows around me grew denser, and in the distance, the glints of ominous magic flickered. Emerging from the shadows was Arcanium, a villain with a dark heart and magic capable of altering reality. His gaze was filled with hatred, and my web tingled, anticipating the impending battle. Our encounter unfolded on the rooftop of an old building where the city's hustle seemed like a distant echo. Arcanium proved to be a worthy adversary. His incantations unleashed whirlwinds of darkness, attempting to engulf me. My agility and spider powers allowed me to evade his attacks and respond with strikes of my own. Yet, he transported us to his distorted realm, where reality danced to his whims. Arcanium's illusions around me grew more intricate, but I refused to surrender. My will was as strong as spider silk, and I carved a path through his darkness. In a moment of infinite illusions, we shifted to an underground labyrinth, where each turn presented a new challenge. The kaleidoscope of Arcanium's magical threads clashed with my web, creating an aerial ballet of entwined movements. Every strike, every motion became a part of this epic confrontation. Despite his magical arenas and paradoxes, my combat experience and spider fighting skills became my weapons. The strength of will, rooted in the desire to protect my city, gave me the power to persist despite all difficulties. Finally, in the dark depths of the dungeon, I deciphered his schemes and penetrated his vulnerabilities. Arcanium's magic succumbed to the might of Spider-Man. The villain was defeated, and I stood, victorious in this thrilling battle. The city, freed from dark shadows, shone with a new light, and I proudly continued my mission as Arachnopolis' defender. The evening came to an end, but my warrior's path continued, and every new night brought fresh challenges, where I, Spider-Man, stood ready to defend my city.